Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Today is class for GKGS for Afcat. Cover other exams also. So, today we will uh, go with the general knowledge. First, we will cover static part. There is uh, two, three questions always there from static. We will cover the all the syllabus later on. Okay. Uh, Let me decide the topic first. So it is the easiest chapter which we are going to discuss now because it is our first class for FCAT. So there is a weightage of this static part in FCAT exam, mostly in FCAT, but in other defense exams it is not that much. So it's the easiest chapter. Like that, we will go through all the syllabus uh, in coming days. So this is the chapter which we are going to study right now. It's like we will revise from beginning, and it will boost. our knowledge part also. So it's just like go through from here. Sometimes we read about it, but we forgot about. So it's like we need multiple revisions. Like this, we will cover about all chapters, remaining chapters. So it's the easiest one. It's our first class, so I thought of giving the starting with the one one which we should not suffer much. So here it is the we will now discuss about the first in India. In case of male and female, we will just go from this chapter. The first question is like there many there many times the questions in previous years we find the like in the government the during the British era the questions are coming from there because it relates with history and also it comes in static parts also. So the first question is first Governor General of Bengal, that is Lord Warren Hastings, and the first Governor General of India was Lord William Bentinck. So here we should be always focus on the first Governor of India and the Bengal. It's a difference. So Warren Hastings was the first Governor of Bengal, but Lord William Bentinck was first Governor General of India because before that the rule of the in British was under the British India Company, and now the last Governor General and first Viceroy of India was Lord Canning. That is that he was from 1858 to 62, and because the Viceroys that changed after that they known as the Governor General. The first Governor General of independent India was Lord Louis Mountbatten. That was of independent was Lord Louis Mountbatten, and the first and the last Indian Governor General of Free India was C. Gopalachari. He is the Indian one, and the first Indian to join the ICS was Satyanath Tagore. The first Muslim president of India was Dr. Zakir Hussain. Uh, First president of Indian National Congress was W.C. Banerjee. First Home Minister was of India was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. We find he is a great the socialist, I would say. I First Indian judge of International Court of Justice, that is Dr. Nagen Singh. First Indian managing director of World Bank, Gautam Kaji. First governor of Reserve Bank of India, Sir Osborne Smith. First field marshal of India was Sam Monick. First commander in chief of India was General K.M. Karippa. First Indian naval chief was Vice Admiral R.D. Katari. First chief justice of India was Hiralal Kania. First Indian to win the Nobel Prize was Rabindranath Tagore. First Indian to get Nobel Prize in Physics, that is C.V. Raman. First Indian to receive Nobel Prize in Economics, Amartya Sen. First person of Indian origin to get Nobel Prize in Medicine, that is Hargobind Khurana. First Indian to receive Bharat Ratna Award, Dr. Radhakrishnan C. Gopalachari, C.V. Raman. First person of receive Bharat Ratna posthumously, that is Lal Bahadur Shastri. First Indian player to get Padam Vibhushan Award, that is Vishwanathan Anand. First Law Minister of Indian Independent India, V.R. Ambedkar. because he was the one who took almost 21 degrees from the Chicago and other countries, and the most educated person of India at that time. First sports person of receive Bharat Ratna was Sachin Tendulkar. First Indian to receive Magashai Award, that Achar Binoy Bhave. First Indian to get the first Indian to get the Grammy Award, that is Pandit Ravi Shankar. We will discuss. First Indian to receive the Stalin Peace Prize was Sifasuddin Kichliu. The first person to receive Gyanpith Award was Sri Shankar Krup. First Indian pilot J.R.D. Tata. First Minister of Information and Broadcasting of Indian Independence, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel again. The first Indian to swim across the Indian Channel, English Channel, Meher Sen. First Indian to score triple century in Test cricket, Biren Sehwag. The first Speaker of Lok Sabha was G.V. Malankar. The Biren Sehwag scored against the Australia, and the first Indian member of British House of Commons, that is Dadabhai Naroji. First Indian cricketer to score a Test century, that Lala Amarnath Bharadwaj. First, now we will revise the first Indian in female. The first woman president was Pratibha Bai Patil, and first woman Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. She was from 1996 to 1984, and the first woman judge of Supreme Court was Fatima Bevi. First woman chief justice of High Court was Leela Seth. First woman president of United Nations General Assembly was Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. First woman chief minister of an Indian state, Sucheta Kripalani. First woman governor of a state in the Free India was Sarojini Naidu. First woman chairman of UPSC, Rose Million Betwa. The first woman director general of police, that is Kanchan C. Bhattacharya. The first IPS of officer, Vikram Bedi. She was posted in Delhi. The first woman president of first woman airline pilot was Dubra Banerjee. First woman to receive Bharat Ratna was Indira Gandhi. The first woman to receive Gyanpith Award was Asha Purna Devi. The first woman to receive Ashok Chakra, that is Nirja Hanot. The first woman Olympic medal winner was Karnam Malleshwari. Karnam Malleshwari. The first woman to climb Mount Everest was Bachendri Pal 1984. Bachendri Pal, Mount Everest. First woman Speaker of Lok Sabha was Mehra Kumar. First woman to go into the space, Kalpana Chawla, and in that she has crossed. She she did not come alive. First woman Defense Minister of India was Indira Gandhi. First woman to cross seven important sea voyages swimming, that is Bula Chaudhary. The newspaper, now we will discuss first in India. In this portion, we find few questions in previous year. The newspaper of English that was the Bengal Gazette. It was started by the James Hackey. One vernacular daily, that is Samachar Darpan, Hindi newspaper Udant Matana, and telegraph line was Diamond Harbour of Kolkata. So these were the first in India. In this chapter, in this topic, we find less number of questions. So I think in superlative of India and highest, largest, defined sometimes. So we will revise this question. The longest river was Ganga. In India, it is the Ganga, but the longest river is Amazon River, and the longest canal was in case of Brahmaputra. It is not there, but it is coming in India, but some parts of it flow in China, like in India. In which the here it's originated from here. It's come from here, Arunachal Pradesh, and went to the uh, Bay of Bengal. In case of Ganga, it comes from here, Uttarakhand, Gangotri, Gomukh, then it from Bihar to uh, Uttar Pradesh to Bihar, and it's joined to the uh, in Bengal at Mathankot. Here it is known as Jamuna in Jamuna, in Bangladesh. That is Ganga. The longest canal was Indira Gandhi Canal, which we find in Gujarat, in Rajasthan, which helps the desert area, or we would say the to provide the water to the Rajasthan, where the water is scarcity is there. The longest dam was it is Hirakud Dam in Odisha. It is constructed on Mahanadi River. Longest dam is Hirakud. Hirakud. It is also there in Odisha on Mahanadi River. Originated from here. Here it's Odisha. The longest sea beach is Marina Beach. It is there in Chennai. The highest lake is Cholumu. That is, it is there in Sikkim, and the highest dam is Terry Dam on Bhagirathi River. Highest dam and longest dam. There is difference. It is longest is Hirakund, and the highest is Terry Dam. It is there on Bhagirathi River, Uttarakhand. Bhagirathi River. The largest Terry Dam. Terry Dam. It is highest because you can remember like this. It is there on north altitude, so we can say that it is the highest. For our remembrance, we can go like that. And the largest lake is Buller Lake. It is there in J&K. It is the freshwater lake also. Highest waterfall is Kanchenjunga Falls. It is there in Karnataka. Highest waterfall. The deepest river valley is Bhagirathi and Alaknanda. The longest river bridge is Bhupen Hazarika Setu, Loit River, Dhola, Shadia, Assam. The longest sea bridge is in it is Bandra Worli Sea Link that has been constructed recently. The longest cantilever bridge is Ravindra Setu. or Havra Bridge. It is the oldest bridge which has been constructed in British era. The longest river, the longest railway platform in Gorakhpur, UP. It is of about 1 kilometer. The longest road is North-South corridor. We call it as NH44. NH44. The highest road, it is there in road at Kadurlunga. It is in JNK, Kadurlunga. The highest airport is Leh Airport. It is also there in Leh Ladakh. In the largest desert is Thar Desert. The largest delta is Sundarban. We know that, and the biggest stadium is Salt Lake Stadium. That is in Kolkata for cricket. The tallest TV tower is Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. The largest Gurdwara is Golden Temple in Amritsar. The highest peak is Godwin Ashton K2. It is there. It is there for India. The largest mosque, that is Taj ul Masjid, Bhopal. The largest tunnel is in Chennai, Nashri Tunnel, JNK NS44. The largest animal fair is Sonpur, Bihar. The tallest statue is Statue of Unity. It is there in Gujarat on Statue of Unity. Statue of Unity. In the remembrance of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Sardar, first Home Minister of India. The most popular city is Mumbai. Oldest church is St. Thomas Church, Paleo, Kerala में है ये. And the biggest church is Saint Cathedral at Old Goa. There we find the Saint. The longest railroad bridge is Bogeyville Bridge on Brahmaputra River. The longest natural cave is Krem Liapat Pra Meghalaya. The highest battlefield is Siachen Glacier. Uh, Now we have revised this again, and we will go for the first first in world in men. We find less question from here. Some important question we will revise, like first Secretary General of UN. It is Trivenuline, Norway, from Norway. The first president of United Nations of America was George Washington. It will not come like for China. First man to go in space, that is Major Yuri Gagarin. He was from USSR. He is a military person. First man to walk in space was Alexei Leonov from Russia. The first space tourist, Dennis Tito, USA. The first man to set foot on the moon, that is Neil Armstrong. The first man to fly an aeroplane, that is Wright brothers. First man to reach the North Pole was Robert Peary. First man to reach the South Pole was Ronald Amstein. First man to climb mountain was Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. The first man to go Mount Everest twice, that is Nawang Gombu. First blind man to scale Mount Everest was Eric Van Mulleri. First person to sail around the world. It is a most important question. The Ferdinand Magellan. First European to visit China was Marco Polo. Not that much important. First man to draw the map of Earth. That is Anaximander. The first men to win Nobel Prize for Peace, Henry Dunant and Frederick Pesci. First men to win Nobel Prize for Literature, Sully Udhoman. The first man to win Nobel Prize for Economics was John Treven, Tre- Trevelyan and Ragnar Fisher. First man to win Nobel Prize for Physics was W.C. Longiten. It's a important question. W.C. Longiten was the first man to win the Nobel Prize for Physics. In physics, first man to win Nobel Prize for Chemistry was J.S. Werthoff. First man to swim across the English Channel was Matthew Babe. It's now first in world, the first country to make a constitution, USA. First country to appoint Lokpal Ombudsman, the Sweden. First country to ban capital punishment, Venezuela, which recently has been the punishment. The president has been captured by the uh, America. First country to give voting right to women. It can become this question is important. Right to women. It's in New Zealand. The first country to levy carbon tax was New Zealand. First country to issue plastic currency, Australia. First country to issue paper currency was China. First country to implement family planning, that is India. First country to start civil service exam, that is China. Uh, First country to make education compulsory, Russia. First country to print books, China. We find it in history. China has been writing the starting their literature from the very past, and the most of the plants are cutting in North China, Northeast China, for the writing of their manuscripts in history period. The first country to send human to moon was United States of America. He sent the Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was the first man who climbed, who walk walk on the moon was sent, that is Neil Armstrong. He landed on 20 July 1969. First country to launch satellite into space was Russia. First spaceship landed on Mars was Viking 1. The first space shuttle launch was Columbia. First country to launch radio telescope satellite into space was Japan. The first city to be attacked with atom bomb was Hiroshima, that is in Japan. They attacked by the USA during the World War II. That was called as Little Boy and Fat Man. The first country to win the football World Cup was Uruguay. And till now, the most winning country of football is Brazil, and Uruguay has won three times now. The first lamp created using DNA from an adult sheep was Dolly, and first cloned human baby was Evie. The first religion of the world was Sanatan Dharma. The first Sanatan Dharma, we call it Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma. University of World was Takshila University. It is there in Takshila. It is the world's first in university, which is there in India, in Nalanda. Nalanda. Now we will discuss about largest superlatives of world. Largest continent of world is Asia. The smallest continent of in Asia, the highest number of but in the highest number of countries found in Africa. The smallest continent of world is Australia. Largest country of world in area is Russia, because in area also it has 11 time zones to cover its whole area. The largest country of world in population is China, but India can surpass. The largest range of world is Andes. It is there in European. The highest mount peak of world is Mount Everest. It is there in Nepal. The largest Asia's also largest hot desert of world is Sahara in Africa. The longest river of world is Nile. The highest waterfall of world is Salto Angel Fall. That it is there in Venezuela. Largest delta of world is Sundarbans. It is in India. Sundarbans. We find the leopard, uh, tiger, Bengal tiger here. Largest island of world is Greenland. Largest bay of uh, world is Bay of Bengal. Largest peninsula of world is Arabian Peninsula. It is of India only. Now is it is largest volcano of world is Mauna Loa, Hawaii. Recently it has been erupted. It is there in USA. Largest inland sea of world is Caspian Sea. It is there between the Russia and the Turkmenistan. Caspian Sea. Largest freshwater lake of world in term of area is Lake Superior, USA. Rainiest spot in the world is Masharam, Meghalaya. It is there in Meghalaya, India. Largest sea Largest seaport of world was Shanghai Seaport. Largest airport of world in terms of area is King Fahd International Airport. Highest airport of world is Dosheng Yading Airport. Longest dam of world is Hirakund Dam. Largest canal of world is Beijing Anju Grand Canal. The largest coastline of country is Canada. The largest plateau of world is Tibet Plateau. Highest road of world it can become that is Umingla Pass. The Umingla connect the Shishmule and the Damkok village. It is in Jammu and Srinagar. Country with highest population density is Monaco, Europe. Largest bird of world. Ostrich is smallest bird of world is bee hummingbird. It's the largest and it is also fastest world hummingbird. Largest mammals of the world is blue whale and largest coral formation of Great Barrier Reef is largest railway line of world is Trans-Siberian Railway. It is there in in China and Russia. The largest railway platform of world is Grand Central Terminal, New York, USA. Longest bridge of world is Liang Kushan Grand Bridge. Tallest building of world is Burj Khalifa. It is Dubai. The tallest statue of world is Statue of India on Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The largest mosque of world in terms of capacity that is there in Mecca, that is Masjid Al Haram. Largest temple of world is Angkor Wat. It is in Cambodia. For Hindus also it is the largest. Coldest place of world Barakoyang, Siberia. The driest place of world is Atacama Desert. Lightest metal of world lithium. Hardest substance of world is boron nitrate. Largest sea bridge is Hong Kong Julia Monaco Macau Bridge. Largest dome World Peace University Lowy Maharashtra. It is there in Maharashtra. Now we will go for the currency like Afghanistan. The capital is Kabul. Currency Afghani. Albania Tirana Lake. We have to remember for once we have to visit all these uh, capitals and currency. But just for revision part, we will just discussing this topic for revision only, so that we could remember. At the time of examination, we should not leave this easiest topic. Argentina, its capital is Buenos Aires. Currency is peso. Australia is Canberra, Australia dollar. Austria, it's Vienna, euro. Bah- Bahrain is Manama, dinar. Bangladesh is Dhaka. Belarus, Minsk, Belarusian ruble. And Belgium, Brussels is euro. Capital is euro. Bhutan, Thimphu, Nultrum. And Bolivia is Las Paz, Boliviano. Brazil is Brasilia, Real BRC, Cameroon, Uganda, France, Canada, Ottawa dollar, Chile, Santiago peso, China, Beijing yuan, Colombia it is Bogotá, Colombian peso, Cuba, Havana peso, Denmark, Copen Chrono, Ecuador it's Quito US dollar, Egypt, Cairo, Egyptian pound, Estonia, Tallinn, euro, Fiji, Shuva dollar, Finland, Helsinki, euro, France, Paris, euro, we know, Hungary, Budapest, Freund. It's very important to remember these capitals. Sometimes in other exams also come. So we need to be once go through from here this topic. The India is the New Delhi, we know that, and Indonesia, Jakarta, Rupiah, and Iran is Tehran, Riyal, Iraq is Baghdad, Iraqi dinar, Italy is Rome, Euro, Jamaica is Kingston, Jamaica dollar, Jamaican dollar, Japan is Tokyo yen, Kenya is Nairobi, Shilling, Korea is Pyongyang won, Korea is Seoul won, Latvia is Riga Lates, Malaysia Kuala Lumpur Ringgit, Maldives Mail Rupiah, Morocco Rawat Dirham, Myanmar is Naib Payuda Kayat, Namibia is Bindok dollar, Nepal is Kathmandu Nepali. The fact that is there are many countries, is total 192 countries are there under the UN. We will cover in this lecture all the static part. So again we will not go for that. So today was the first class, so I thought of taking the static part first. Then we will go with our topics in coming days. So New Zealand's capital is Wellington, that is New Zealand dollar. Nigeria is Abuja Naira. Norway is Oslo, capital is Oslo. Currency is kroner. Pakistan is Islamabad rupee. Peru is Lima Shoal. Poland is Warsaw Zloty. Russia is Moscow ruble. Saudi Arabia it is Riyadh Saudi Riyal. South Africa is Pretoria, administrative Cape Town. There are three capitals for South Africa. For the administrative, it's Pretoria, and legislative, it's Cape Town, and for the judiciary, it's Bloemfontein Judiciary. Capital is Rand. The Spain is Madrid, Euro. Australia, Colombo rupee, and it's before that the Jayawardene. For Australia, the capital is Jayawardene. Sudan was Khartoum, Sudani pound. And Switzerland is Brunei, that is Swiss, France. Thailand, Bangkok, Bharat. The Tongo is Nom in France, Turkey, Ankara, Turkey, Alira. UAE में Dubai, Dhabi, Tehran. USA, it's Washington. We know that DC is dollar. United Kingdom is London, pound sterling. Uzbekistan is Tashkent, Shov. The Vatican City is capital Vatican City and euro is dollar. Currently Zimbabwe. state and with their capital and at Andaman and Nicobar, the capital is its UT is Port Blair and language is Tamil and Hindi. English. Andhra Pradesh is Tamil Nadu, Telugu, Urdu, and Arunachal Pradesh, Itanagar, Monapa, Michi. Assam is Dispur, and Assamese and Bengali. Some few are speaks in Bengali also, but the, because the Bengalis, the some Bengali peoples came in India by infiltrations. Bihar is Patna Hindi. Chandigarh is Chandigarh and Hindi Punjabi. Chhattisgarh is Raipur Hindi. Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu is Silvassa Daman Hindi Gujarati English. National Capital Territory of India is New Delhi in Hindi. Goa Panji Konkani Marathi. Gujarat Gandhinagar Gujarati. Haryana Chandigarh Hindi. Himachal Pradesh Shimla Dharamshala in winter. And Hindi Pahadi. Jammu and Kashmir capital is Srinagar. And it, for Kashmir, it has been changed. UT, it is converted in UT. Leh is separated. Jharkhand is Ranchi, Hindi. Karnataka, Bengaluru, Kannada. Kerala, Trivandrum, Malayalam. Ladakh, Leh, Ladakhi. Lakshadweep, Kavarati. Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, Hindi. Maharashtra. Mostly we have seen that the north part of Indian states are speaks Hindi. So Manipur is Impal, Manipuri, Meghalaya, Shillong, Ladakh, Leh, Mizoram, Aizawl, Nagaland, Kohima, Odisha, Bhubaneswar, Odia, Puducherry, is Puducherry, French, English, Tamil, Punjab, Chandigarh, Punjabi, Rajasthan, Jaipur, Hindi, Rajasthani, Sikkim, Gangtok, Bhutia, Nepali, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Tamil, Telangana, Hyderabad, Telugu, Urdu, Tripura, Agartala, Bengali, Manipur, Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, Hindi, Urdu, Uttarakhand, Dehradun, Hindi, West Bengal, Kolkata, Bengali. So national emblem of major countries. This will not be asked, so we will not go on this topic. The, now we will go through the legislature of world. Afghanistan, we call it as Parliament of Afghanistan, Nepal is Australia, it is called National Assembly. Australia is Parliament of Australia. Bangladesh is National Parliament. Bhutan Parliament of Bhutan. Britain, it is we call it Parliament. Canada also called it Parliament. In China, it is National People Congress, but no one behaves like National People Congress. Denmark is for pocketing also called it Parliament. So most of the Parliament is called as Parliament only. In India, it is called Sansad. Indonesia, it's People Consultative Assembly, and in Iran, that is Masjid Islamic Constitutive Assembly. Japan, we call it as Diet. Libya, it's a General People's Congress. Malaysia is Parliament down in Raikat. Nepal is Federal Parliament. New Zealand is Parliament House of Representatives. Norway is Storting Great Assembly. Russia is Federal Assembly State. Duma Lower House. Federation Council Upper House. Spain is Cortes General General Courts. USA is Congress. Important monument of world. That is Imperial Palace. It is there in Tokyo, Japan. Eiffel Tower is there in France. And Leaning Tower of Pisa, it is there in Italy. Great Wall of China, it is there in China. Opera House, it is there in Sydney, Australia. Great Pyramid of Giza, it is Giza, Egypt. Kremlin Palace, Moscow, Russia. Statue of Liberty, it is there in New York, USA. Taj Mahal is there in Agra. So there are some few monuments we have discussed which can come like Camden Palace, Great Pyramid of Giza. It is there in Giza. Open House. It is Sydney. Great Wall of Leaning of Tower of Pisa, Italy. Now some not the newspapers are not that much important. Now dates and it's a very important topic. We find in every shift. In previously we usually give exam in shift. So the in every shift there is a question comes one question comes from dates and important. Now the ninth Jan from first the month ninth Jan it's the important dates we are going to discuss according to your exam. We will revise from here. The ninth Jan is Privacy Bharati Divas (NRI Day) because it is in the remembrance of the Mahatma Gandhi. He came on 9th January. The 12th January is National Youth Day, and 25th Jan is Army Day, and 24th Jan is Rashtriya Balka Divas. 25th January is uh, National Tourism Day, National Voters Day, which date our constitution has been formed. 26th January International Customs Day, Indian Republic Day. 30th Jan is Martyrs Day, Mahatma Gandhi's martyrdom. And last Sunday of January, we always celebrate World Leprosy Eradication Day. And first Feb we celebrate Indian Postcard Day. And second Feb World Valentine's Day, Wetlands Day. Fourth Feb we celebrate Indian Independence Day of Sri Lanka. That is not important. The 20th Feb World Social Justice Day. 21st Feb International Mother Language Day. 24th Feb Central Exercise Day. 28th Feb National Science Day. It's important. Now the 3rd March we shall go World Wildlife Day, National Defense Day. 8th March International Women's Day. 5th March Women's World Disabled Day. 21st March World Forestry Day. 22nd March it's World Water Day. 24th March World TB Day. 2nd April it's World Autism Awareness Day. 7th April it's World Healthy Day. 10th April it's World Homeopathy Day. 7th April it's World Homeopathy Day. 17th and 22nd April it's World Earth Day. 24th April it's Panchayat Divas. 25th April it's World Malaria Day. 1st May it's International Labour Day. 3rd May it's International Energy Day. 8th May it's World Red Cross Day. 22nd May it's World Biodiversity Day. 31st May it's World Anti-Tobacco Day. 5th Jan it's World Environment Day. And 12th June is World Day Against Child Labor. It's from Article 21. Every child has right to study, and the World Against Child Day to be discussed in DPSP. The help of Gandhian principle, motive of not sending the child to the for the education. 20th June, that is World Refugee Day. 21st June, International Yoga Day. We celebrate every year. It has been started by the Indians. The 23rd June, it's International Olympic Day. 26th July, it's Kargil Victory Day. In 1999, we started. It was a 30 day about around 30 day war. 6th August, it is the Hiroshima Peace Day, and 15th August is Indian Independence Day. In National Liberation Day of Korea. 19th August is World Humanitarian Day. 29th August is National Sports Day. 5th September is Teachers Day. 8th September International Literacy Day. 16th September World Ozone Day. Now, 21st September, it's International Day of Peace. 27th September, World Tourism Day. 2nd October, it's International Non-Violence Day, Mahatma Gandhi. And 8th October, International Air Force Day. 9th October, World Postal Day, important one. And for the exam, and 24th October, it's United Nations Day. 20, 31st, it's October National Integration Day. 10th November, it's World Science Day for Peace and Development. 14th November, Children's Day. 1st December, World AIDS Day. 2nd December, World Computer Literacy Day. 3rd December, World Disabled Day. 4th December, Navy Day. 5th December, World Soil Day. And 10th December is Human Rights Day. 11th December is UNICEF Day. And 18th is International Migrants Day. So we have discussed the all dates, very important dates of every month, uh, which has probability to come in exam. Famous international and national literacy work and author. From this, we find sometimes one two questions like famous international and national literary work and authors. A Brief History of Time. It is written by Stephen Hawking, and a set a pure region, that is Immanuel Kant. A Tale of Two Cities was written by the Charlie Dickens. A Tale of Two Cities, Charlie Dickens. A Beak with Gandhi, Louis Fisher. All is Well That Ends Well, William Shakespeare. Most of the things he has written is very sympathetic. And Anatony and Cleptora is written by William Shakespeare. Arabian Nights, Sir Richard Burton. Ask You Like It, William Shakespeare. Birth and Evolution of the Soul is Innovation. Black Holes and Baby Universe, Stephen Hawking. Bleak House is Charles Dickens. Bloodline, Sidney Sheldon. Child Who Never Grew, Pierce S. Buck. Childhood Herald Pilgrimage, that is written by the Lord Byron. Childhood is Maxim Gordy. Christmas Carol, it's important book that is written by Charles Dickens. Daniel Deronda, that is yours, not important. East West. French Revolution History, it's written by the Thomas Carlyle. Free Man's Worship, that is White and Russian. Julius Julius Caesar, William Shakespeare, it's important book. Most whatever the books are written by the William Shakespeare, they are very important books. Lajja, it's Taslima Nasreen, and Light That Failed, that is Rudyard Kipling. It's important books. Rudyard Kipling has written Light That Failed. He has also written the book on children's, that is Long Walk to Freedom, written by the Nelson Mandela. He is also a freedom fighter in Africa, who is a contemporary of Mahatma Gandhi. Discovery of India, Jawaharlal Nehru. Durgesh Nandini, that Bankim Chand Chatterjee. Exam Warriors, that is written by Narendra Modi. He took every year the परीक्षा पे चर्चा, and in this book he has written the things which we need to care about during the exams for students to focus more on exam. Godan and Ranbhoomi, written by the Munshi Premchand. Golden Threshold, The Songs of India, Sarojini Naidu. Guide, Malgudi Days, R.K. Narayan. Most important books, Guide. At the Malgudi Days is written by R.K. Narayan. Golden Threshold, the Song of India is written by Sarojini Naidu. Indian Divided, Rajan Prasad. And Argumentative Indian that is written by the Amrita Sen. And My Truth is written by the Indira Gandhi. Madhusala is Harivansh Rai Bachchan. Madhusala is written by Harivansh Rai Bachchan. My Truth is written by the Indian Gandhi, Indira Gandhi. Meghdut Raghuvansam Sakuntalam written by Kalidas. मेरी एक एकलव्यान कविताएं written by अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी. Panchtantra written by the Vishnu Sharma. The God of Small Things Arundhati Rai. It's important book. God of Small Things is written by the Arundhati Roy. The Golden Gate is written by Bikram Sheth. The Judgment Inside Story of the Emergency in India that is written by the Kuldeep Nair. The Accidental Prime Minister that is written by the Sanjay Baru. About whom? About accidental Prime Minister. Accidental Prime Minister that is written by the Sanjay Baru. Book has written on Dr. Manmohan Singh. Land to Pakistan. It is an important book. We should remember that because one thing most of them are know that. Now the story of my experience experiment with truth is written by the Mahatma Gandhi because the most of the violence and non-violence books are written by Mahatma Gandhi only. The You Can Win that is Shiv Khera, A Band in the River by the B.S. Nepal, A Blaze by the Sea that is Anita Desai. The Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata written by the Ved Vyas and Chandrakanta Devaki Nandan Khatri. Changing India is Manmohan Singh and Chitra Gandhi. Post Office Rabindranath Tagore. Das Capital, The Capital, Karl Marx. Devdas, Sarat Chandra Chatterjee. Life of Pi, Jan Martel. Padmavat has been written by the Malik Mohammad Jaisi. A Suitable Boy is important Bikram Seth. Suitable Boy and Malki Days is written by the Bikram Seth and Death of a City is Amrita Pritam. The Bunch of Old Letters has been written by the Jawaharlal Nehru, and Youth of India has been also written by the Jawaharlal Nehru. The Better India is the Better World is N.R. Narayan Murthy. Underground Railroad. N.R. Narayan Murthy has said that if Indian youth need to work at least 14 hours a day, the Citizen and Society is Hamid Ansari. And Lucknow is a Mena Vinod. Now we revise the ceremonial famous persons. It's not that much important regarding the exams. There are few research institutions of India also, and sometimes they ask about the world research organizations and their establishment and headquarters also. So we will go to the first. We will go to the Indian institutions. After that, we will discuss about the revise international organizations and the establishment and headquarters. We find two three questions from this topic also. Now the important research institution of India is Indian Agriculture Institute is there in New Delhi. We also called it is a CISR. It is there in Chennai. So in Central Rice Research Institution is Cuttack. In sugarcane breeding institutions there in Coimbatore. So most of these researches regarding the agriculture we find it in South India mostly. The Central Tobacco Research Institution is Rajamundi. So Central Potato Research Institution in Simla. But recently it is going to construct in also in new places also in Agra also. It's running. National Center of Organic Farming it is there in Ghaziabad. National Institute of Plant Health Management it is there in Hyderabad. Central Frozen Semen and Production Training not important. Central Institution of Cotton Research it is there in Nagpur because the most of the cotton crop is grown in Maharashtra area and it is there in Nagpur. Indian Veterinary Research Institution it is there in Bareilly. Central Institute of Fisheries Education it is there in Mumbai. And because the coastal lines are there and the most of the seas, the number of fishes are captured more in Mumbai. The Diseases Investigation Laboratory it is there in Pune. The Indian Council of Agriculture Research it is also there in Delhi. So we find that the mostly agriculture research institutions are there in New Delhi. National Sugar Research Institution is there in Kanpur. It is now we will go for to the international organizations. We will discuss about its establishments and the some important organizations like United Nations Education. It comes under the UN only. So the scientific and cultural organization that we call it as UNESCO. It has been established in 1964, 1946. Headquarters it is there in Paris, France. Uh, the International Atomic Energy Agency it is established in 1957. Its headquarters is Vienna. The UNICEF it's the most important. I think the National International Children's Emergency Fund, New York. The International Fund of Agriculture Development it is there in Rome, 1977. And International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) it is there in Montreal, 1947. IMF that is International Monetary Fund it is in Washington DC. The when country is in going for the debt at that time they took the loans from IMF. International Finance Corporation it is there in Washington DC 1956. Universal Postal Union that is Bren Switzerland 1947. So we have revised a few organizations of international. Now international groups are there. So we will go for this like not NATO, Interpol. These are the groups which comes directly in exam and their headquarters is asked. So we will revise this also. International Olympic Committee. It has been established in 1894 and the headquarters is in Switzerland. International Red Cross Day that is established in 1999. Headquarters in Geneva. Interpol. We call it as criminal police organization. It has been established in 1923. It is there in France. The headquarters is most important. Arab League is it is in there in Cairo because the Cairo is the capital of uh, Greece and International Organization for Standardization that is it is there in Switzerland. The Commonwealth of Nations it is there in London because every after every 4 years the Commonwealth games are come played. Every the country which comes under the British they play they are the part of the Commonwealth games. North Atlantic Treaty Organization that we call it NATO is it is the headquarters is there in Brussels. There's some the OPEC it is there in Vienna. So there few because the recently the uh, yesterday only the Venezuela president has been a cap taken by the USA because of oil disputes. So the OPEC, these questions will be related in exam also. So the recent news will and the according to that question can come. So the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries is BENA. World Wildlife Fund of Nature is it is there in Gland, Switzerland. Now we will discuss some national organizations that is which are related to which comes under the UN only, like the International Labour Organizations. It is the headquarters is in Geneva, but the UN headquarters the it is there in Switzerland, IOC. World Health Organizations, the WHO is also there in Geneva. The South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation it is there in Kathmandu. The India is not part of SARC. We should remember that we in examination sometimes ask about the if India is part of SARC. It's not India. A group of 15G it is there in Geneva. Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation APEC is Singapore. Commonwealth of International State is it is there in Belarus. Brazil, Russia, China, and South Africa. Now we will change the topic. We have discussed almost all the topics of static GK, taking it from the dates, important dates, highest, lowest, men, women, organizations, important books. Now there are some few abbreviations. I think we do not have need to discuss. Most of them are easy one. Now we will go for the general science. In general science, we will start uh, for another topic that is we will start from physics only. So the physics, the first chapter is units and measurement. So first chapter is units and measurement. So The what is unit? What is unit? Unit means whenever we uh, measure anything and we need to represent it so that we can uh, exchange or take from one. So we need to have the some specific value. So we use the units for that specific purpose. So the physical quantity is property of material that can be qualified by the measurement. So it can express a combination of magnitude and a unit like in force. We sometimes say that we have taken we have given 10 Newton force to move the vehicle. So there are two types of quantity, physical quantities. The physical quantities are the two types. One is fundamental, and the fundamental quantities are those fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities are those which are not derived from the any other quantity. They are independent. They are independent. Second is derived quantities. Derived quantities are those which derived from the fundamental quantities. Examples are area, volume, unit of force. They are examples of derived quantities like acceleration, force, like its quantity is acceleration is meter per second square and force is Newton. That is also we can call it as kg meter per second square. System of this unit complete set of unit for those fundamental and derived. For the kind of physical quantities, the common system of units known as we measure it in three forms. That is first we call it MKS and CGS, and another one is FES. MKS, CGS, FKS, FES. In MKS, M stand for meter, that is fundamental. In K, it is the K stand for kg, kilogram, and S for second. Same like in CGS, C stand for centimeter, and G stand for gram, and S stand for seconds. In FES, Now supplementary units. Supplementary units are two types, which are mainly used in to measure the angles. Supplementary units we use for the angles measurement. First one is radian. The unit is represents RD, unit for the plane. Radian is unit for the plane angle, for plane angle. In case of second type, it is there. It is steradian. Steradian, steradian represent as SR. This unit is used for the solid angle. So we should only remember this one. Steradian is used for this solid, and radian is used for the plane. The physical quantity having magnitude as well as physical direction. There are two types of directions. There are, let me change the pen. Yeah. If we if we discuss about its in case of direction and magnitude, likewise, so there are two types of quantities. First one, it is vector. In vector quantities, there is a direction as well as magnitude. As well as magnitude is there. So it is called vector quantity. The second one is scalar quantity. In scalar quantity, we have only magnitude. It is a scalar quantity. Now we will discuss about the laws of motion. Motions, motion and its Newton's laws of motion. In this case, a object is said to be motion if it changes its position with respect to surrounding. So the difference between the final and the initial position of the object is called displacement. So displacement. What is displacement? In displacement, change from the final it is S2 minus S1 is called displacement. Likewise, the displacement of object can be positive and negative. In case of displacement, it is also vector quantity. You can say so. The displacement can be positive as well as negative and zero. Like if a object move from one place to another place, then the displacement is positive. In case of this positive, if the object is moved from here, it go from here, then it's come back to there, then the displacement will be negative if it come here. If the object is moved from here and again it's come back to its original position, then it will be zero. Now the speed. What is speed? Speed is equal to rate of change of position of object in any direction. So we write it as distance upon time. Velocity, in case of velocity, velocity is equal to displacement. It's the displacement upon time. Acceleration, we know that acceleration, velocity upon time. The SI units of these quantities are like speed, for speed, will be meter second. For velocity, also meter second. And for the acceleration, SI unit will be meter second square. Now we will discuss Newton's first law of motion. What is Newton's first law of motion? Newton's first law of motion. In Newton's first law of motion, every object it is there in its original until unless it will not get any external force. Any also called as law of inertia. Law of inertia. Law of inertia. It depends on mass because at the time of the applying friction, if if there is any if there is a car, if we need to push it, we apply force. But in case of truck, we require more force. We cannot apply the single human being apply on it to move it. So we need more force. We need more people to move it. So it depends on mass. Second law of motion. Newton's second law. The second law of motion, the rate of change of momentum. This is rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum. Directly proportional to force apply unbalanced force applied on it. So we can say that rate of change of momentum. Momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is equal to P equal to mv. So changing for the changing it, it is that force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. So we can write it the m p is final, u is initial upon rate of change is time. So here we write it as like or equal m p minus p is we write it if it has been started from zero. So it is like this. So from the first equation, v minus u equal to a acceleration. We write it here a acceleration. In case of Newton's third law of motion, third law of motion, in third law of motion, every reaction has equal and opposite reaction. Equal and opposite. Like if we applying force on ball, so same force will be like he is applying force on ball. Same force is applied by the ball on him also. Example are the like water pushes water forward in case of swimming also. In case of ball, we hit the ground. The friction force whenever two or rough surface are contact sliding between the force circular. At that time the frictional forces come. We apply the friction force. Frictional force. In friction force, there are many types like sliding friction. In sliding friction, the force is between the two particles, and two particles move here and there. The force between the this force is frictional friction between them. Is limiting friction. In limiting friction, what is the the maximum force required to move? Move object. Rolling friction also there. When one body rolls over another, the rolling friction comes in play. Sliding is have over. So these are in kinetic friction. Kinetic friction. In kinetic friction, relative motion. Is there a relative motion? Occurs with the help of relative motion. And now we will discuss about the centrifugal force. In centrifugal force, centrifugal force, what we observe when we separate creams from curd, that comes place in between that there are two types of force. When we rotate any ball here, centrifugal force comes place, and it is also called as pseudo force. Pseudo force because the centripetal force it is given by the center to the object, and there is a tangential force also there, and the centrifugal is force attract the body towards the center. It is called as centrifugal force. It is the opposite to the centripetal. We need to know about it is always opposite to the centripetal. Force acting along the radius and the towards the center of the circle. It is called as centripetal force. Now, now we discuss work energy, work energy and power. Work energy power. So what is the work? Whenever we do any work, whenever we apply any force, and it changes position. So work is equal to force into displacement. So when we apply any force that comes in change in its position, we call it as the work work done by the object. So there it is a scalar quantity. Work is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. We need to know about its quantity also. And is SI unit is SI unit is joule. Work can be but work work can be of three types. It can be positive, negative, and zero. When we apply any force at acute angle, we will find that force at acute angle. In negative case, in case of negative, we use angle is obtuse. In zero, the angle is negative is 90 degree. So the energy, energy. What is energy? Energy is called that the amount of the capacity of doing work is called energy. It's the same like work only. So the there is we can call it as capacity of doing work. Capacity of doing work called as energy. And so its unit will be same. Unit will be joule. Many types of energy we can see like solar energy. It's a renewable energy which comes from solar energy from sun. Fossil fuel energy. Fossil fuels are non-renewable. It's non-renewable. It's a renewable. It's energy which we can use again and again, but there is no degradation. In fossil fuel, it's non-renewable. Nucleic energy is also a type of hydroelectric energy. Hydroelectric energy is also a type of renewable energy. It is comes from it due to water. Due to water, the property of body to vacuum with it tends to retain its original shape and size. And the wind energy is also a renewable energy. Wind energy. We will discuss about the power. What is power? It's the we can call it rate of doing work. Rate of doing work. Rate of doing work. Rate of doing work is called as power. So we can divide with the times. The work will divide with the times. So it comes with the formula of power. We have few important concepts. The SI unit is joule per second. We can call it as also what? We can call it as or what? Represented by W, capital W. 1 kilowatt is equal to 1 kilowatt is equal to 10 to the power 3 kilowatt. 3 watt. 1 horsepower is equal to 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. 1 kilowatt hour equal to 1 kilowatt hour equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to power 6 joule. Electric volt is the amount of energy gained by the charge to single electron to move across the electric potential difference of 1 volt. So 1 electric watt is equal to 0.602 into 10 raised to power 19 joule. When an object is raised through a certain height above the ground, its energy increases. This is work done is against the gravity. While it is being raised, the energy is such as known as gravitational potential energy. In case of potential energy, because it will attend the potential energy, potential energy. When when we raise any object with height, so it has mass, and again the gravity force is coming on it, and the raise amount is with the height h. So the total energy will be mgh. Work energy theorem. What work energy theorem is? Work energy theorem is simple one. It's equal to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy is called work energy. Now it is we will discuss about gravitational. Gravitational is the every object in the planet universe have its own gravity. So why which they attract each other, and the gravity of Earth is 9.8 meter per second. The force of attraction between two particles between two objects in case of gravitation, it is directly proportional to uh, square of mass and inversely proportional to directly proportional to mass product of two mass product of two masses is proportional to the square of between two square of distance between them. Distance between them. The formula will be like this: Gm it's a constant to m1 minus m2 and upon r square. G constant value of G is always 6.75 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square upon kg square. SI unit will be for the force is Newton meter upon kg square. Gravitational force SI unit is Newton meter square kg. relation between G and small g and capital G. It's equal to small g is equal to it's there on Earth. So we take the mass of Earth. So it's Earth upon R square radius. And in case of capital G, uh, we interchange the position so we can find the relation between G also. At the center of the Earth, the value of gravitational acceleration becomes zero. The gravity at gravity at center is always zero. We should remember this gravity at center of Earth is zero. Zero. Gravity of Earth on as compared to the Moon, it is one by sixth of Earth. On Earth, on Moon gravity is one by sixth of Earth gravity. So today we have discussed almost static part of the FCAT examinations. Organizations, smallest, rivers, capitals, countries, and important dates and books. And after that, we have started the science part. In science part, we have discussed the physics. That we have discussed about the unit and measurement. And second chapter is work energy power. So in the next video, we will discuss other topics which are remain of physics and chemistry and biology.